Good evening, everyone. This is a video journal for week 5 for my online class. The goal is for me to interview a parent or a service provider and also to observe an individual that's engaging in problem behavior, operationally define the problem behavior, and I'm going to report about what I initially learned on the problem behavior from the interview. So yesterday I was able to interview a parent whose child has been diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder by a clinician and also from the education setting. He was diagnosed when he was 7 years of age. Through the parent interview, I have found out that the child had normal birth at 9 months. His parents observed that he was always crying. They thought that he probably was having colic syndrome, which caused him to cry a lot. Soon they observed that he does not want to be touched and was not developing at the same rate as little boys his age. He never seemed to look he never seemed to talk too. He looks at his parents, but his only form of communication with them is through crying. Soon they found out that their son did not really respond when his parents called his name. He seems to ignore them a lot. They were surprised that when he turned 3, he would copy every word his parents would tell him. Their son was their firstborn, so they were really unaware of autism, but for them, they thought that it was just delayed development. Their son was enrolled in a playgroup center where they hope that he will learn some of the skills. On the third day, their son was kicked out of the center because he would not stop crying. He also showed some aggression towards little children at the center. In one of their pediatrician visits, they were informed that they needed to have their child seen by a developmental pediatrician. They were informed by this developmental pediatrician after several assessments and several diagnoses that it has that the boy had a speech problem, but soon they realized that it was an autism spectrum disorder diagnosis. Anton, not his real name, has always been in the special education classroom ever since he entered school. He is now in 6th grade. Anton is minimally verbal with echolalic speech. He is also quite fixated with markers. He hoards markers and oftentimes takes them without permission. He is functioning at the 2nd grade level in math and around kindergarten level in reading. His parents reported that Anton is a fine child. He is sweet and loves his iPad. His parents reported that Anton has high sensitivity to sounds. Oftentimes, he could jump off and gets very upset when he gets startled. He gets scared a lot. He cannot take the sound of the fire alarm. This would totally upset him. He would scream, spit, and become aggressive. His parents have been called to be in school when he gets upset. He needs to be picked up and was sent home oftentimes. The school has tried mainstreaming him, but when the class gets a little too loud during discussions, Anton would get upset and would start throwing things to his classmates and to his teachers as well. His behavior escalates easily and quickly, and when he is in an aggressive mode, it can be very hard for him to de-escalate. Soon this become his problem behavior that has been discussed by both parents and teachers. Um, that was pretty much the overview of the child, and when I have observed him in in his natural setting, which is at home, I found out that he doesn't really talk a lot. He he plays with his iPad, and he has a headphone around his head, and he spends a lot of time in his iPad. So when I came to visit him, his parents, well, I actually introduced myself to him, and he just looked at me briefly. And his mom told him to say hi, so he readily complied and mimicked what his mom said. And he said hi. And that's all the verbalization that I heard from him. There was not really a problem behavior that I observed when he was at home. He was just pretty much fixated with his iPad, and he was just playing with it most of the time. So Anton has several problem behaviors that the parents has discussed with me, but they are very much um, concerned about his theft with the markers at school and also in just random places that they go. So I would like to focus more on the dry erase marker theft problem. So Anton obsessively takes markers. If he sees a marker, he will take them without asking permission. This is the problem behavior that parents express and was also expressed by his teachers. His parents think that Anton does this behavior to tease his teachers and also because of how his OCD brain operates. They have sought help from teachers and also from other professionals, but it seems like it's not really working and still Anton is doing the same behavior. So, this is my observation for the week. Thank you so much.